was romance. That was how we conditioned, particularly women. Women are really conditioned for romance. While little boys are out just playing around, running over the hill, won't bathe, and being obnoxious, little girls are practicing for marriage. Susie homemakers, I know I'm dating myself, the young kids don't know what I'm talking about, practicing, cook stoves and everything, they're getting ready. At 5, they're getting ready. They're getting ready. You want some tea? Come and have some tea with me. We're playing house. If you got a little boy that's playing house, I'm not saying anything. See, you filled in the blank. See, that's why men struggle with certain things, because we are actually told not to play what you later want us to play. You've been playing house for years. All the books we give little girls to read are about romance. Oh, he swept Helen into his arms. His big, strong arms, he held her. She felt so safe and so strong. He whisked her away from the violence, and as they rode off into the sunset and the twilight ebbed on the face of the evening tide, there was a deep and abiding peace down in her soul, for she knew Harry had come back into her arms again. And women will sit up in the room and read that stuff all day. Getting ready, soap operas, watching it all day, crying, oh man, I can't believe he left her. They were getting ready. Listening to romantic music, growing up teen years, all about romance. They got all of these ideas. I mean, I'm amazed. Teenagers talking about marriage, getting ready. I want to get married. 15, I want to get married. The problem is, women are conditioned totally different from us. We didn't play house. We didn't read romantic books. School teachers didn't give us romantic books. They don't give romantic books to boys. They gave us books about spies, the Hardy Boys. Anybody read the Hardy Boys? You're reading about that and Huckleberry Finn and all kinds of crazy stuff. We didn't read anything about being a husband or a father or who we were supposed to be in the house. You've been practicing all of your life for a role that we have never been trained for. And then at the right old age of 20, 21, 22, 23, some dumb, unbeknownst young man struggles out of the pastor's suite and stands in front of a preacher, and the preacher now looks at him and says, do you take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife, to have and to hold, for better or for worse, for richer or for poor, in sickness and in health, until death do you part? That dummy doesn't know what he's saying. He's just worried about getting the nerve to say it. His knees are shaking. Sweat is breaking out on his forehead. His mama's looking at him. Everybody's gathered from everywhere. His tux is too tight, and he squeaks out, I do. I do. I do. He doesn't know what he did. He doesn't know what he did. He puts a ring on her finger. She puts a ring on his finger. They're off to he don't know where he's going. In fact, if he's been conditioned anything about relationship, it's been sex. She's thinking, he held me in his arms. We rode off into the sunset. We gathered in the whispering wind of the evening light, and as we embarked upon the mission of life, and he said, I want to do some. I'm going to get out of that song. That's the wrong song. You are so beautiful. All these images. The automatic feeling here that I almost guarantee you 70% of the women I have in this room is right. She's saying, you know, that's right. She's saying, you know, that's right. And he needs to be straightened out. because he needs to realize what his responsibilities are in this relationship. And I'm glad you brought that up. I'm sorry he didn't get the training, but that's why I'm so glad he's here this morning, so that maybe Bishop can straighten him out, so that he can finally become, the man that I imagine. But God never meant for him to be the man that you imagine. And even though you have been praying and fasting and putting little drops of olive oil in his collard greens, that he would finally get anointed enough to be the man that you imagine, and you are sure that God is on your side and that you are absolutely right, God did not create him to be the man that you imagine. God created him to be the man that God imagined. Because what you imagine is no more real. What you imagine is based on the books you read, the things you saw, and the music you heard have filled your head with an expectation that has not been met. And some of you, for the last 10, 15, 20, 30 years have been living a life of total disappointment, whether you're married or single, because you cannot find the man that you imagine, because the man that you imagine does not exist. And so you keep looking for him and looking on him and trying on men like you're trying on clothes. And he hurt me. He hurt me. When am I going to find somebody? You are looking for something you read in a book, you saw on a soap opera, you had in a dream. He is not here. And as soon as you get rid of the old man and his corrupt, deceitful lust and say, God, give me who you